It is finally time. CJI 2 takes place this weekend, August 30th and 31st in Las Vegas, Nevada, and will be streamed for free on YouTube. But as we're going into this weekend, you might be asking yourself, what's different this year? Guys, this is Sean with PDMA, and today we are going to discuss everything you need to know about CJI 2. Now, leading up to this competition, there were rule changes, there were competitor changes, and it seems like there was like a major announcement like once a week leading up to this. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take all of that information, we're going to organize it, and we're going to give you everything you need to know when you're watching CJI 2 this weekend. But before we get into it, if you guys want to stay up to date on the latest BJJ news and info, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That helps me out a ton. Now with that out of the way, let's get into it. So to start, let's go over something that a lot of people might be familiar with, but some people might not be, and that's going to be the rules and format of how CJI will be run this year. So as many of you already know, this year will be a quintet-style tournament for CJI 2. Each team is going to have a representative from the 66, 77, 88, minus 99, and plus 99 kilogram division. There will also be a 4-person women's bracket going on during the event. Now that bracket will follow traditional CJI rules. So we will see 3 5-minute rounds and up to 5 5-minute rounds for the final. Each of those rounds will be scored under a 10-point must scoring system, similar to MMA. The only big difference is that the competitors are told what the score is at the end of the round. And now the reason I bring that up and say that the women's event will be scored under traditional CJI rules is because the quintet actually has a little bit of a caveat. The quintet bout limits are 8 minutes apiece. They are not under this traditional CJI format that we were all used to from last year. Those matches will be 8 minutes maximum. Now for the men's quintet and the women's bracket and any super fights that we might see, the judges will be scoring based on these 3 criteria, and keep in mind I'm naming these criteria in order of importance. Number 1 will be for initiating effective action. Number 2, close submissions and dynamic action. And number 3, positional control and dominant control. Those will be the criteria that the judges are scoring on no matter which match you're watching. And, because I know this will come up, because it always does, guard pulling is legal. However, stalling, according to the official CJI 2 rules, which can be found on the CJI 2 website, stalling will be heavily penalized. Whether you're standing up and stalling, whether you're sitting down and stalling, whether your opponent is standing, whether your opponent is sitting, stalling will be heavily penalized according to the rule set. And I'm not going to go into depth on every single rule here. Again, if you want to see that, you can head over to the CJI 2 official website. That's where I got the information that I'm telling you today. And you can see the full list of rules for this event. But I will just say that for this event, the referees and judges will be referee John McCarthy, referee Tyler Tomlinson, head judge will be Miha Perovic, and the 3 floor judges will be Justin Flores, Zach Maslany, and Jaron Valal. Most of those names we saw last year in the initial CJI as part of the judging and refereeing teams. So now let's talk about how exactly the quintet matches are going to work and how they're going to be a little bit different than a lot of quintet events that you've seen before. So to start, both coaches are going to pick one competitor to start. Now, the identity of that competitor is hidden from the other coach. So you just blindly pick, I'm going to send this person out. The other coach says, I'm going to send this person out, and they will have the first match. Now, there will be a rest in between matches. During that rest time, the coach of whoever lost or whichever competitor lost has to call somebody in the back room from what Craig Jones is kind of describing as like a WWE style like walkout, and they're going to call their competitor, have them do their WWE style walkout, and then they will take the next match. And so that is what happened when one competitor beats another competitor in the event of a draw. Both competitors are deemed to have lost, both competitors exit the pit, and 2 brand new competitors come out. And this continues until one team has a dominant winner or has people left and all 5 members of the opposing team have been eliminated. And speaking of teams, there will be 8 teams represented at CJI 2. They are as follows. B Team Jiu-Jitsu, coached by Nikki Ryan. New Wave Jiu-Jitsu, coached by John Donaher. Atos Jiu-Jitsu, coached by Andre Galvão. 10th Planet, coached by Eddie Bravo. Pedigo Submission Fighting, or Daisy Fresh, coached by Heath Pedigo. Team Americas, or the Misfits, coached by Greg Souders. Team Europe, coached by Faraz. I always forget how to say this guy's last name and I don't want to butcher it, but I'll put it on the screen here. And Team Australia/Asia, coached by Lachlan Giles. And in our women's event, we have 4 of the highest level women in the sport competing for $100,000. $100,000. These women in this division are Sarah Galvão, Helena Crevar, Adele Fornarino, and Ana Vieira. Now, as mentioned, the women will be competing for a $100,000 cash prize that goes 100% to the winner. The men, the quintet team that wins, will be awarded $1 million. I think it's also important to note that each competitor, be it in the quintet or in the women's Grand Prix, is being paid $10,002 from what Craig Jones said to show up. So every competitor is being paid show money in the amount of $10,002. And now it's time to talk about the thing that has been making headlines for the past several days in regards to CJI 2, and that is Craig Jones's scheduled super fight against Gable Steveson is off. Gable Steveson has officially pulled out for the reason of turf toe. That's the official reason he gave. That's the official reason he gave for pulling out of CJI 2 is turf toe. Yep. But as of the time of making this video, there is no official confirmation on who Craig Jones's opponent will be for his super fight at CJI 2. Now, a lot of the internet seems to think it will be Chael Sonnen, and maybe it will be, maybe it won't be, but that is not confirmed right now. The only thing we've seen about that is some online banter from Chael, which obviously, if you know anything about Chael, he's really, really good at selling fights. So we might find out who Craig's opponent is before CJI, or if I know Craig, he might just make us wait until it's time for that person to walk out and make kind of like a big surprise thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but as of the time of making this video, there is no confirmed opponent for Craig Jones.
All right, it happened. I finished editing the video, exported the video, I went to go eat lunch, and while I was eating lunch, I was scrolling through my phone and saw that Craig Jones versus Chael Sonnen is now confirmed for CJI 2. So basically ignore everything I just said. Chael versus Craig is confirmed. Back to the video.
And so to recap everything we have discussed in this video, we are looking at a quintet-style event for the men. The grand prize for that event is the $1 million cash prize. Every competitor in this quintet is being paid show money. On the women's side, we have the 4-woman Grand Prix. The prize for that is $100,000. Most techniques are legal, but if you would like the full list of illegal techniques, I urge you to check out the CJI 2 official website. There is a rules tab. Again, that's where I got a lot of this information, and it's the best place to get information because it's what the organization officially puts out. There's a lot of people on Reddit that think they know the rules, but make sure you're checking legitimate sources. And again, all of this will be streaming for free on YouTube. I know a lot of people are kind of confused because Flow Grappling is involved, but Flow Grappling will be involved in the broadcast of this event. However, it will be free. You do not need a Flow Grappling subscription to watch this event. By the way, guys, I know this probably sounds like CJI hired me to make this video, but I can assure you they did not. However, I've said it before and I will say it again, I am very open to bribe money. Craig, if you are listening, I know this event lost some money. I already made a video about that. I'll link it here. But if you have any rolling around, I'll say a lot of good things. But now it is my favorite time of the video where we get to stop listening to me ramble and I get to ask you guys, what are you most excited about for CJI 2? What matchups are you looking forward to seeing? And what questions do you guys have about CJI 2? Full disclosure, I have some people kind of on the inside here that I can ask questions to. So if you have any questions that you want answered, that you're having a hard time finding out information about, obviously nothing top secret, but specifically probably in regards to the rules and things of that nature, let me know in the comments and I can do my best to get those answered because likely if you have that question, many other people have that question. And if that information is available, I will do my best to get that to you guys. With all that being said, I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe. This channel has grown quite a little bit in the past couple weeks, and I really, really appreciate everything from you guys. All of you who have already subscribed, thank you so much. That helps me out a ton. With all that out of the way, just want to say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.